everyone, and welcome back to Manda T and Me. Today begins our 5th day in Eastshade. We are currently in the city of Nava. As you remember from last time, we got ourselves involved in a prank that turned out hilariously. We also helped 2 young lovebirds hopefully make a connection. We've also been helping a shopkeeper collect what he thought he was selling zucchinis and were in fact toxic tubers. So we do a few more of those to collect. But we also made a potential business friend in the marketplace, hopefully selling some of our paintings. We also need to dig a little deeper on a conflict between a local tea cult and a religious order. So let's get into the game and see what other mischief we can get into. Okay, so I'm actually not a huge blue fan, just in general. It's not one of my more favorite colors, but I do have to say this pretty, I'm guessing it's some kind of plaster, this pretty sapphire plaster. I really like it. It definitely looks like a great place to fall asleep. I almost wish the ceiling was painted like black or navy blue with little stars on it just for effect. Alright. Let's just see. So it's 7:20 in the morning. Yeah, let's go ahead. We were looking for some blue bags. That's a baby, not a blue bag. Back here yet? No, we haven't.
Well, hello there. Such a great day, isn't it?
It is, Jarek. Absolutely.
I just love days like this. Last night, I saw 2 shooting stars, and right then, I knew today was going to be a fine one. You're an artist? Oh, you must be very skilled. I can barely draw a straight line in the mud. If you're feeling especially energetic, we could always use a hand in the fields. We've got a lot of work down on the pea terraces. It can be draining, but I like to read in my free time. A nice book of poetry always boosts my spirits.
Speaking of, what kind of poetry do you guys like? My favorite poet is Pablo Neruda. I absolutely adore his poetry, both his expressions of joy and the simplicities of life, and also the way he articulates sadness, I think, is also very beautiful. For the life of me, I can't remember the original line in Spanish, but in English the translation is, my soul was born on the shores of your eyes morning. And to me, like, it's just a line I'll never forget. There's something about becoming a whole and complete person, someone who finally becomes aware in the world by recognizing somebody else's sadness and turmoil, and that level of compassion, and to grow from that, I think, is absolutely astounding to think about. So anyway, let's talk more to our friend Jarek here. Toxic tubers, yeah, but let's talk about those.
What? Are you serious? Okay, well, I bought some, but I definitely didn't eat them. I'd never make that kind of mistake. I just don't have them anymore. Threw them away. I need to go now.
Oh, Jarek, no. Well, before you run away, can you tell us about the Roots?
Ah, the secretive underground tea drinking society. I've had a few cups of dream tea in my day, but things have changed since then. Now it's all locked doors and passwords.
I'm guessing to keep people from destroying their community, but I guess Jarek needs to go deal with his toxic tubers he definitely threw out. Alright, friends, see you later. So he said they could use some help on the pea farm? So I know there's a handful of friends and family watching this right now who are absolutely cringing at the idea of farming peas, and you know who you are. I'm actually a really big fan of peas. I don't like them when they're mushy or from a can or anything like that, but I do like peas. As a kid, and okay, like truthfully as an adult, my like favorite comfort meal is definitely like baked macaroni and cheese with like peas in it. It's perfect. It's just like all the right combinations of things for me. Oh, hi, friend.
To an outsider, this shady hillside might not seem like the best place to grow peas, but the farms of Nava's east side have been producing for hundreds of years. You see, Eastshadian peas don't handle direct sunlight like the continental variety. Oh, look at me, talking your ear off about peas already. Say, if you're looking for things to see in this country, you should find your way out to the Teefmore Bluffs. There's some gorgeous farm country out there. When I was younger, I'd head out there all the time. These days, I find myself a bit too busy with my peas. Navy and demand is higher than ever you know. By the way, if you need a few extra glowstones in your travels, I could use an extra pair of hands shucking some peas for market. I won't lie to you though, it's tedious work, can really drain you.
One of my fondest memories from childhood definitely would be summer spent with my grandmothers, and they weren't peas, but I would shuck lima beans with them, and they didn't have air conditioning or anything like that, and the humid summers were definitely hot and humid, but I remember the smell of my grandmother's kitchen as a little girl, and that is definitely like the smell of my childhood is raspberry red currant jam bubbling away on the stove for jarring, and that like crisp smell of lima beans. And if anyone's ever shucked lima beans, there's like a raspy velvety texture that the pods have. It's like a combination between velvet and a cat's tongue, and it definitely takes a while to get used to, but there's a way that you just kind of start at one end and you just pop the pod, and then just take your finger and run them down the inside, and just the beans just fall out, and we're just buckets and buckets of lima beans. So yeah, Ilham, I would be totally content shucking some peas for you. It's a few glowstones for me and a little less work for you. Let's see what our friend Ilham has to say otherwise.
Well, I've never really given it much thought, to be honest. It's just the place I've always lived. Suppose I'll take it for granted a bit. It's a dreamy place to live, isn't it?
Oh, it seems nice. Let's go back and talk about work.
Fantastic. I'll show you what needs to be done. It's not too complicated.
Aww! Oh, but work takes away from our inspiration a little. That's okay. I am sure we will find it. So I know in the last episode we visited a craftsman who makes the pulley wheel for the zip lines, and I'm guessing this is where one ends, from that tower over there. Kind of feel bad though, like you use a zip line and then you just like plop down into somebody's, you know, beautiful garden. Oh, is that it? Okay. I don't know, I wouldn't want to squash anybody's produce, that would be sad. However, I will help myself to some of these boards. Goodness, isn't that beautiful? I have to say, and I've thought about it more now that this is the second time I'm playing this, but I have to really appreciate the animation of the seagulls. Whoever animated them definitely spent some real time looking at seagulls, looking at seabirds, and just looking at the way they coast on crosswinds. It's really impressive. It's a very nice detail. Wow, look at all these pea plants. Oh hey, there's some fabric down here. Can we drop them up? Nah. Okay, heading back. So we've earned ourselves 10 glowstones today, and we found one of the tubers. But we should probably head back into the city. I believe we have at least one more, if not two. So he sold 4. So yes, I believe we have one more. So at the time of recording this video, I have since received a very special care package from my aunt. I received a package that I wasn't expecting, and inside was a huge tea sampler from Harney and Sons. I guess we'll be enjoying that adventure together, because there's probably 12.5 or 24 flavors in there, so I'm pretty excited. Today I have a really interesting flavor combination. It's the organic Bangkok, so it's a green tea with vanilla, ginger, and coconut. And it definitely tastes like something that you could absolutely like reduce down and use as like a glaze or sauce on like a seafood or vegetable dish for sure. It's and I've mentioned before that I really like spicy teas, and this is spicy but like in a different way. It is very creamy. I like it. So it's the first one I've had from the box. There's a few flavors in there I am familiar with, but I might try and investigate the ones that I haven't had first, just because of the adventure it provides. More wood. Speaking of, I love all these the picture, and these look like little Japanese teacups. Could you imagine just like a warm cup of tea and just enjoying this view? Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Oh, we must be getting closer to the city. The music definitely just changed abruptly. It's alright by me. I don't remember this little section from the last time I played, but maybe it's just been long enough. See if there's anything behind these rocks before we head out. I don't think so. Goodness, I can't get over how pretty it is. Alright, back to the city. So we need to find one more bag.
Oh, I can't stop thinking about my dinner. Pea soup and mushed pickled peas. Mmm. We've got a lot of work down on the pea terraces. It can be draining, but I like to read in my free time. A nice book of poetry always boosts my spirits.
Well, I hope after that toxic tuber that you definitely didn't eat, that your spirits are feeling plenty boosted. Got some fabric. Another person enjoying a lovely book, as it seems. Cow statue! Apples. Oh hey, here's a new friend.
Well, looky doodah, we've got a fresh face. I haven't seen you in the city before, and I like to think I know just about everyone around here. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Osha. Some people around here call me the one glowstone guy because I'll buy anything for one glowstone. Any item under the sun and moon.
Just one glowstone, huh?
Just one. The way I see it, I already got just about everything I need in life. So nothing's worth more than one glowstone to me. There's only one thing that's worth more than a glowstone to me. One special thing. And that thing is... mountain wart. I'll give you 2 for that.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Why mountain wart?
It's pretty. Adds a nice burst of color to my pile here.
What do you have for sale?
Did I mention some people call me one glowstone guy? Well, I've got 2 nicknames around here. The other thing people call me is 500 glowstone guy. I only ever have one item for sale at a time, and I only sell anything for one price. Guess how much?
500 glowstones?
500 glowstones.
And what are you selling right now for 500 glowstones?
Sealant.
Yeah, we need that, but let's not tip our hand.
See, I like to buy things and hold on to them. At any given time, there's always one thing that everyone needs and nobody has. And I just make sure I happen to have it. Right now, that thing is sealant. The woodworkers need it for weatherproofing, the engineers need it for pipe making, and the fisherfolk need it for boat building. Apparently, the shipment that was coming ran a reef, which is just the kind of news I like to hear.
Ah, I see.
Would you like to buy some sealant? It'll be 500 glowstones.
Well, I don't have that, but that's okay. Is there another way?
There's only one thing I want that I can't seem to get. But I'm not sure you can help.
What is that?
I want to get into that fancy club, the Roots. They're such exclusive little buggers. I need the password to get in. No idea who to talk to about that. Get me that password, and I'll give you the sealant.
Well, I don't know the password either, but we'll work on it. Bye, friend. Little cute babies. Okay. Chimps are cute. I think it's the ears. Alright. So we still haven't found our last bag of toxic tubers. Let's just make sure there isn't anyone up here. No.
Don't you just love the music of the bards? I always wanted to be a bard when I was a child, but I never learned to play an instrument.
Let's see, have we talked to you about toxic tubers?
Yes, you already asked. I nearly gave it to my grandmother for dinner. Thanks for tracking it down.
Alright. Never mind. Thank you, though. No school children with a blue bag. No blue bags here. Well, we haven't visited the residences yet. Maybe somebody up there has a blue bag. The only thing I wish this game had is the option to pet kitties. Just a little scratch on top of the head. Seems like it would be nice. It wouldn't even have to be an animation. It could be like old style, kind of like how we did actually experience shucking peas directly. We just kind of faded to black and suddenly it was done. And just be like, pet the kitty. Be nice. Oh, the eclipse supposed to be happening soon. Alright, here we go. Just walking in people's houses. Another candle over here. And let's look at this book. Oh, it's a journal. I had a dream last night. I can't remember the details now, but when I woke up, everything was different. I don't know how else to say it, but suddenly the sun felt brighter, and the air is so sweet, like it's been scented by roses. I looked out my window, and for what might have been the first time, I never realized how beautiful the city looks from here. I have so many ideas, so many things I want to write about. I wrote 11 pages this morning at the tea house, and they were good pages. I've just read back through them. I'm off to work now, but I can't wait until this evening. Signed, AP. Oh, that's nice. Inspirational dreams. Candles for us. Shh. Okay, we definitely walked in here, took somebody's candles, read their journal, and we're leaving. Beautiful. Beautiful. That one's locked. Probably for good reason. That's just that one. Oh, canvases. This might be the painter.
Red? Or, yes, just a touch of orange. Oh, hello there. I must have left the door unlocked again. Can I help you?
I heard you're searching for a master artist.
It's true, but I don't hire just anyone. So, let's see what you've got. Well, these look fantastic. So much detail and what accurate depictions. You've got some skill here. I spent years honing my skill, sharing my work with the people of Nava. But these days, I'm no longer interested in realism. I love the life flowing through abstract art. Unfortunately, there's not much interest for that style right now.
That's too bad. It's really nice.
It is. I'd like to show people that there's more to the world than what we see with our eyes. Anyway, your portfolio is exactly the kind of thing my customers love. How about this? I'm going to shut down my commissions. They've been leaving me uninspired this past year anyway. I'll pass on any new requests to you. Then I can really focus my time on these spots and blobs.
Alright, well thank you. Hey, we got a good job, guys.
Okay, I'll tell Art Dealer the situation. Our customers write down their requests in a ledger back in the gallery. Take a look through and see if there are any requests you'd like to paint.
How about all of them? Does she have anything else to say?
Some blue here, green, no, yellow.
She's busy. We'll leave her be. Apple cores. For any of you watching my Nuts Let's Play, you know how I feel about apple cores being strewn about. Oh, look at her little kitty. Just hanging out, being a cat. The eclipse must be over now. Oh, hello.
Trade here, trade there. So many folk are scurrying about.
You're partial to the hustle and bustle of cities?
Oh, yes. The more bustle, the better. The sounds of a full market brings me back. Just take a look at all those shiny things coming in the markets. Sad day when my legs stopped working quite so well. Haven't made it down to the lower level in some time.
That's too bad.
Say, I heard from some other folks that you're one of the most helpful people in Eastshade. Do you have time to help an old woman?
Absolutely.
Excellent, excellent. You and I, young friend. I can tell we're gonna make a fine pair.
Partners in crime.
Already bid farewell to your scruples, eh? Been a long time since I had a partner of any sort. Oh, I feel 10 years younger. I'm embarrassed to admit. I left a precious box up north, in the caverns. You know, the Howling Caverns on the Tiefmoor Bluffs? I must have left it there.
Well, I guess we can find it. I think I know how to get there.
It was years ago, mind you, that I left it behind. Longer, actually. I was still a young girl. Spent time playing all over Eastshade. That box was one of my favorite possessions, passed down from my mother.
What kind of box am I looking for?
It has some decoration, you know. Not too much. It's a rather simple wooden box, I think.
Well, I'll get it as soon as I can. Oh, she has bloom sacks in her room. She must play music too. Wonder if she'd want me to, like, get that down for her. Not today, apparently, though. Goodness, this is nice. Alright. Well, I think that's more of a in the future quest, but still. Oh, this one has a sign. Cartographer? Cartographer, I think. Hello?
A new face. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Zara, Assistant Research Scientist here at the university. Do you know of Melik? He's the merchant selling the so-called elixir of life down in the market.
Mm-hmm. That I do.
And? Do you think it can really extend your life?
I don't think so.
That seems a reasonable guess. I have a favor to ask of you. Do you think you could perhaps go to Melik's shop in the market and buy me one of said elixirs? I'll buy it from you at twice what it's worth.
Sure. I can do that for you.
Fantastic. You can find me here just about any time. I'm always working.
What do you know about the roots?
They're a group that highly appreciates the consumption of dream teas. The teas are made with herbs that stimulate dreams. It's quite interesting how the chemicals work on the brain. They are safe in moderation, the largest risk being that when sleeping with dream teas, one gets very little rest, since the brain is actually more stimulated than during the day. The latest science actually considers it a form of exercise for your brain.
That's pretty cool. Thanks, Zara. I like her. Hello, another bear friend.
Sorry, you can't go up there right now. We're doing some renovations.
Oh, okay. When can I go up?
Hard to say. Maybe in 10 months, give or take. Could be longer if we hit any delays.
10 months is a long time.
Well, you need a pass. Any official from the university should be able to give you one.
I know someone from the university. Okay, well, bye for now.
Have a good one.
He's nice. He's just doing his job. I wonder if we can actually go up to the top of that from the marketplace. Still missing a fourth tuber. Don't know much more about the roots, but at least we know a little bit more about their tea. Just wondering if there were any more books that we could read. The Fox book. Owl friend. Hello. Guys, someone put the book back the wrong way. Spine side in. No one's gonna know what it's about. Elf friend, hello. I've just learned so many cool things from the books in Eastshade. And so many cats. Is this one we've read before? Yes, the Book of Poetry. Kind of looked like a blue bag there for a second. Getting a little excited. It's our librarian friend. And let's go back to the market because we know we can pick up that elixir. Plants. It's like a miniature bloom sack right there. Okay, well we check in with the art dealer.
So, sounds like you've managed to impress the great Yevony. I thought you might. Your work is excellent and just the style our clients are looking for. We've got a whole bunch of commissions just waiting around. We keep them all in a ledger at the back. Take a look and see if you're up for any of them. When you finish a commission, just bring it back to me. I'll ensure you get paid and that the client gets the artwork. We're glad to have you join the gallery.
I'm just glad to join the gallery myself. Definitely chickens. Watermill. A portrait of despair. And a cob house in the country. Well, I think we'll need to go back to, oh no, my brain. We'll have to go back to the village. Lindau. I mean, definitely paint a chicken though. It has to be a really special chicken. Speaking of, let's see how many of these we can make. We now have more canvases. Excellent. The spices. Alright. Guess a little scientific research is in order.
Ah, you've returned. You will certainly live a long time if you keep drinking this magical tincture. Would you like to purchase some?
Just one today. Zara does want to, test your elixir.
Ah, yes. Sadly, there are people around here who don't appreciate the happiness and longevity given by the precious elixir. Really, we must pity these poor people. Their lives are so empty and so very short.
Aren't you curious, though?
Look at all who love our elixirs. The spring waters give life, that's well known. It works for the people. They feel it working and they don't need some university schmucks inspecting it. These people have trust, and that's amazing. Almost as amazing as the elixir. The water is sourced from the life-giving springs of Eastshade.
Alright, well, let's buy one. I don't know about this guy. Something's just not right there. Oh, that's our book friend. So, we saw that tower. I'm guessing there's really no way up there. That I can see at least. Alright. Well.
Can I brew you up?
Oh, it's the tea guy. Nothing right now, but thank you.
You have a good day now.
Still not seeing any blue bags. Maybe there's just a part of the city I haven't found yet. Oh, the fishmonger who may or may not snack from her own inventory. It's her business, you know. Look at all these crazy chickens here. I wonder if we can get a better angle of these crazy guys. It's kind of dark. Wow, that's a lot of chicken right there. Let's at least check in with our friend.
Oh my god, I can't believe this happened. Have you gotten any of the tubers back? I don't mean to rush you, but this is urgent.
Wait for anyone with a word bubble at this point. I wonder if the guy at the inn will know anything about the tubers.
Welcome to the inn below the tarnished teapot.
Hi, Emil. Oh, he doesn't know anything about the tubers either. What time is it? 4 o'clock. Goodness, it's getting late. Maybe we can at least turn in our chicken painting today. No. I don't want to ask the sheriff. I don't want to get him in trouble if we don't need to.
Welcome back. We've got plenty more patrons interested in your work. Ugh, some people. So tacky.
Oh my goodness. Alright, well, the quest for the tubers continues, but we can also turn in our elixir today. No one here bought bad zucchinis? No? Okay. It's down and to the left.
A fine day for science.
Yes, it is.
Did you by chance pick me up one of those elixirs from the market?
I sure did.
Wonderful. Now I can run some tests. Why don't you come back in about an hour, and I'll fill you in on my findings.
Well, maybe not in...
I know it's a spectacular view. Beyond that, though, is there any reason specifically you need to be up there? I see. Well, I'll tell you what. Help me with discovering the truth about Melek's elixir, and I'll get you a pass.
Nice. We need to paint a picture from the top per our mom's request. Alright, well we can't come back in an hour because I think it's going to be too cold. Jeez. But we did get a little something done today. Painted a chicken picture. Well, I mean, now we're like a guest artist now, so that's pretty cool. I guess I could have squeezed through this way. I don't know. Definitely don't like being that close to the edge that they overlook there. Makes me a little nervous. Who are we missing? Somebody has a blue bag. I'm hoping no one got sick because it took us too long. Apparently those are not zucchini eaters. But we did paint a chicken, and that's pretty cool. I wonder if the sheriff has anything new to say.
Hi there.
Oh no. Maybe it's for the best. What houses? Hello, friends.
I'm never gonna forget the look on his face when he ate that grape-filled pastry.
Oh my goodness, Ennio, you entertain yourself, don't you? Oh hey. Let's just walk right by all these beautiful pastries and snag some wood. Oh my goodness. Wait, isn't there like a performance that we can watch? At the Tarnished Teapot? And that's inside, so we don't have to worry about being cold. I think it starts at 7? Oh, it's almost time. Let's go check it out. You know me, I'm always ready for a good cup of tea, so yeah. Besides, maybe there's someone up here who bought a bad tuber. Oh, full house. This must be the place. Alright, well, we'll go back tomorrow. It's getting dark. Very dark.
Gather round, come hear tale of trickery and wit. There was once a witch who lived in a tiny hut at the edge of a swamp. She was skilled in the healing arts and could cure nearly any ailment. Though she had many visitors, her truest companions were a cluster of spiders living under her table. One day, a man ambled up the path and knocked upon her door. "You must be the wise witch Flera, curer of all ills." He looked around the hut with a sneer. "People cross the world for your cures, and yet you live in this terrible shack. Surely folks pay dearly for the chance to continue breathing." But Flera was not one for glowstones, and she quite liked her home. She only stiffened and asked what his ailment was. So, he told her of the terrible pains and aches he suffered, horrible scratching in his toenails, in each strand of hair, and in his tear ducts. Ah, it was a torture like none other. But he'd heard of the cure, only to be found in the swamp near her home. The only way to ease his pain? The heart root. Well, in all her years of saving lives, Flera had never heard of such a root, But the bog wasn't so treacherous, and she had gone in many times for lesser cures. So, she agreed to find the hot root, and the man agreed to wait in her hut. Flara trudged through the swamp, thick with slime and the stinking air heavy with rot. When she came to a clearing of black clay, she thrust her hands into the wet muck, but alas, nothing. She dug for hours, her back aching and fingernails packed with mud. Finally, just as twilight fell to darkness, she found it. A spiraled green tuber, pulsing and glowing like a star. She lifted the root, heavy with swamp water, and slid it into her bag. Not a moment later, something rustled in the shadows. A tiny silhouette showed itself beside her.
You have stolen from me. That root is not yours to take.
It hissed. The witch could just make out the sight of a moss elf, staring up at her in fury. She told him of the ailing man and the power of the strange root, but the moss elf only grew more angry and stamped his feet in the swampy muck.
It's a root of poison and destruction,
he screeched.
It cannot heal anything. I curse you. I curse you to remain in this bog forever.
And he snatched the root from her bag before darting back into the night. Flara's path melted away, replaced by a ring of identical tree trunks, branches crisscrossing, weaving a cage around her. Roots churned under her feet, and a bone-chilling mist draped itself over the bog. Flara sat down on a tree trunk and got to thinking, wondering about the man who had sent her in hunt of the root.
Right?
Had he known the truth? Had he wanted to use it for evil? No way to tell, so she set to trying to remember if anyone had ever broken a moss elf curse. Just then, she felt a tickling down her arm and her leg. She fought the urge to swipe, and if it wasn't her own spiders, they brought terrible news. The supposedly ailing man had taken over Flara's hut, demanding riches and luxuries from the ill in exchange for false medicines. He'd thrown out her furniture and dumped the spiders into the rain, threatening to stomp them if they snuck back in. Now, it is often forgotten that spiders know an awful lot about a lot of things. With so many eyes and a knack for spinning tales, it's a natural skill. They knew exactly how to break a moss elf curse and set to spinning huge lacy webs, making a cocoon of the forest. They hummed softly, and when Flara cut through the silk, she was at the edge of the bog, her hut just up ahead. Laborers surrounded her home, painting and scraping, her precious herbs crushed beneath their feet. She peered through the window, and there was the man sitting upon a throne, and beside him, a large pile of jewels and glowstones. Flara burst through the door, and he jumped halfway to the sun. You've taken too much! There are hundreds of jewels before me, and not a one do you deserve! You haven't enough hands to even carry these riches, you snake! Now the spiders thought this was quite a funny idea, so they hummed again, and the man sprouted hundreds of hands, and his body grew long and snake-like.
Oh my goodness.
He shrunk smaller and smaller before slinking under the door and out into the bog. And so, you've now heard the tale of how centipedes came to be.
That's awesome. Oh, that's so awesome. Can we talk to her? No. Oh, that was awesome. Oh, I'm glad we stayed and watched that. So, toxic tuber is sort of an item of legend, too. That's very cool. So dark. Anyone up here? Nope, but I'll take a candle. Everyone's like, yeah, cool, take the candle, it's fine, whatever. Oh my goodness, it's so dark. Ah! Oh, that was fun. The heart root, huh? Well, I guess it's, time for bed? Oh yeah, it's quite late. Alright guys, well that's going to be all for today. We've made a little bit of progress. We're still missing one toxic tuber, but we have heard the tale of the toxic tuber, I guess, and centipedes, so that was really fun. We're now a master painter for the gallery, for the art dealer. We painted cute chickens, and we've gotten ourselves involved in some kind of dispute between the, well, let's be honest, snake oil salesman selling the elixir of life, and Zara, the professor. So I'm interested to see how that turns out. We also have an opportunity to do a little bit of work, but it does come at the expense of our inspiration. So I don't know if that's really worth it, or if we should just commit ourselves to just creating art for now. But if you are enjoying this series, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, happy sipping.